Okay, welcome back to Asian Cinema Season 2 and Project Jackie, and today, we're going to go to Netflix to watch a Jackie Chan film. It is actually a Chinese-British co-production, so it's kind of an Asian film. It's not really an Asian film, but it's a Jackie Chan film. And it is The Foreigner, with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan. It's supposed to be quite a dramatic turn for Jackie Chan, from what I've read. And what's that look on your face?
I had no idea we were watching this.
No,
I thought you were watching that movie.
No, but you've been wanting to watch this for a while, so I'm assuming you're okay with it.
Yes.
Oh.
I just wanted to finish the writing on my painting. I'll be heavily distracted.
Okay. Well, this is completely breaking the wall of the camera and the video and our actual life. But I was assuming we could watch a little bit of it while you eat your dinner. And then I'll go make my dinner and probably do the dishes, and then we'll watch the rest of it.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so we're going to watch The Foreigner. Yeah. Here we go, and we'll speak to you soon on the video. Actually, it'll be instantaneous when we're talking about. Okay, The Foreigner. Came out 2017, just under 2 hours. Here we go. Okay, we're done with The Foreigner. The story follows two characters, I suppose. One being Pierce Brosnan's Liam Hennessy, I believe. He is an Irish politician. Did it say what he was? First Minister or something like that? I'm not entirely sure if he's meant to be like the Prime Minister of Ireland, or at least he's some kind of high-ranking, politician in Ireland who had previous ties to the IRA. I fully hold my hands up and admit I don't know too much about the history of the IRA and a lot of that kind of turmoil that went on many years ago. And for all I know, there might still be a lot of that stuff going on. But obviously I remember, certainly a few decades ago, it was a lot more prevalent. But again, I might be completely ignorant to that as well. So before the next film starts playing, let's just turn that off. And yeah, so Irish politician Liam Hennessy and Jackie Chan's character, Quan, we'll call him. I forget his first name, but regardless, he is a restaurant owner. And at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, holy shit! It's Cho Chang from Harry Potter." And then she died in the first 2 minutes of the film.
Isn't she Irish?
Huh?
Isn't she really Irish?
Scottish.
Oh.
Unless she put on that incredibly convincing Scottish accent in Goblet of Fire and so on. Okay. So at the beginning of the film, Quan drops his daughter off somewhere and a bomb goes off. Incredibly effective opening sequence, it was like, holy shit. Didn't see it coming, and the way they did it with the sound dropping out and everything was great, and obviously devastating that this guy lost his daughter. As anyone who would lose their family member in that kind of way, Quan wants to know who the people are who were responsible for the bombing. And his lead on that is Liam Hennessy, because he has previous ties to the IRA, and the group that claimed to do this bombing called themselves something like the new IRA or something like that. I forget the term they use, but they...
IRA? Isn't it IRS?
No. The IRS is, I think, the U.S. tax service or whatever. Anyway, so he wants revenge. He wants the fuckers who did this to his daughter. No questions asked. And as the film goes on, we learn he has an even more tragic background. He had 2 other daughters. He had a wife. And, we learn more about him as the film goes on. And he goes to Ireland, he tries to meet Liam Hennessy in person, and then shit starts kicking off. And it follows this back and forth between these two characters, but also many other characters. This film is very far-reaching in terms of all the different characters and the parts that are being played, and there's Irish conspiracy, and Liam trying to figure out who did the bombings, and he has people who he's close to in his inner circle who might be involved. And, there's a lot of shadiness going on there. And then we have Quan, who eventually turns into Rambo. A significant portion of the film, he is out in the woods, and they know he's out there, but they just can't get him because he is that good. Which, by then, you realize, okay, this guy actually was some sort of special forces commando or the equivalent at some point in his life. which becomes obvious the more that the film goes on. The first half of the film, perhaps, you might just think that he is, he knows a bit of martial arts and is quite clever. But then as the film progresses, it's a little bit more than that. There's a certain special set of skills that he has, which you only get by, being trained to perfection. So what do you think? I want to get into the...
Well, you had me worried because you made it seem like he wasn't going to be in it much, and that it was mainly about what's his name in real
Liam,
life?
yeah.
What's his name? Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan, yeah. Now, I'd seen a review that said that the film was really good and that Jackie Chan was great, but after the first half of the film, he pretty much disappears and it's all about Pierce Brosnan. I can understand why someone would think that, and they're not entirely wrong, but at the same time, it's called The Foreigner. He is really he's the main character, even though he probably doesn't have the lion's share of the screen time, I think. But what did you think just overall?
Overall, really, really good, I think. It was written well, the story was solid. I didn't think it was messy, even though there were a lot of characters in it.
A lot of characters, yeah.
Yeah, but I still managed to keep up. And the acting on Jackie Chan's side was impressive. It was nice to see him just act, He acts sad very well. But then again, he's gotten a lot older, and I always feel like when actors get older and they get more lines in their faces, that they're a lot more convincing when it comes to acting out emotions and stuff.
Can I just say, I feel like someone saw The Karate Kid and they saw that scene with him in the car when he tells, what's his name? Chowdhury, did he call him? And when he tells him about his tragic backstory in a really emotional scene. I feel like someone watched that and thought, let's take that Jackie Chan and put it in a whole movie.
Yeah.
Because he pretty much is in that state for the majority of the film. When he's not fighting people, he is just absolutely stricken with grief, as you would be.
There was actually some good fighting scenes as well.
Yeah, and we I don't know if you've seen all the videos, but at one point what was the film? That one, Drunken Master, the original Drunken Master, great film, but it is literally just fight, little scene, fight. So in a film like this, which does have
so little of it that you want to see more, but at the same time, it's kind of like Logan when it's painful to watch because he's old and he's fragile now. And in comparison. This movie, you see all that he's gone through as well. Because at some point he has his shirt off and you can see all the scars he's got.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly been tortured. It's said in the history thingy that Pierce went through, that he'd been in prison and stuff. So he's obviously been through a lot.
Yeah.
You can tell. So he's a tough guy. And he just doesn't care about his own well-being, clearly. He just wants revenge. I thought maybe, I don't know, I haven't seen that many Pierce Brosnan movies.
Mm-hmm.
I was very distracted by his Irish accent. Especially when you said that you felt like he laid it on or something. But also, I almost felt like he was all Botoxed up. If you know what I mean. His face was basically the same the whole time. When he was super angry, it was still the same. But he still has wrinkles and stuff, so he can't be on Botox. But it was so motionless to me. I heard his voice, but I just felt like his face was monotone. Except for when he was really angry, I could see that he did this quiver and he did this twitch with his eye a lot. And I was thinking, when he did that for the 5th time in one shot, I was thinking, okay, we got it.
Interesting.
I felt like I thought that he would be a better actor after so many years. But in this movie, I just didn't feel it. I felt like Jackie was way above him.
Well, I will say that Jackie Chan did give a better performance, but I thought Pierce Brosnan was great. And I did feel like at times his accent was, and again, he's Irish, but I don't think that's his accent. It did feel laid on a bit thick, but at the same time, this is a character who has been, almost desensitized to so much, obviously being involved with the IRA, and then now he's a politician, and we learn things about him later on in the film. And I was always questioning whether he was directly behind that bombing. You know, like, is that going to be a reveal at the end or something? So I always felt like he was holding his cards close to his chest. So he doesn't really show that much emotion, you know. And being a politician,
I know, but
he has to hold that stuff in.
when he was confronting his team and everything like that, and he was actually like shouting, I still feel like he had the same face.
Well, he has a very stern look.
You know the Steven Seagal meme that went around like 10 years ago or something?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but I don't know. It was just Wolverine it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like there were parts where he was furious, but he still had the same just disappointed dad look on his face.
No, it's
not that bad. I'm exaggerating. I was just a little disappointed in that acting. Jackie took the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I disagree on that, which is fine. But I think that he was really good, and
He wasn't bad. It's
no,
just that
you're not saying he is. I understand that.
Everybody knows who he is, you know. But then again, I haven't. The only movie I've really seen him in is
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. And
That's called liposuction.
Very different. Oh, that's why you said it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about?
There's a scene where he's in bed at the beginning of the film, and I said that's called not liposuction, which is an absolutely abysmal joke that I should file and never use again. But you didn't even get it because of the okay.
No, because I forgot about that. But yeah, I thought the story was great. I thought every scene with Jackie was great because I was just so scared of him getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because I know that he likes to do the stunts himself, and I'm thinking, oh God, like, you know, our bones get more fragile when we get older, and he's like, what, 60 now?
Yeah, something like that.
And I'm just thinking, if he takes a proper fall, there's a freaking awesome kick he does in it, like double foot kick.
Drop kick.
My God, it was so cool. The way he moved, it's the way he moved in this one, even with the H's in, was a lot better than that whatever movie that we watched.
Oh come on, Battle Creek Brawl.
Yes.
No.
It seemed more real. In that one, it's like.
Oh sure, yeah, the sort of.
But in this, it was, you know, in it.
Yeah, I suppose my favorite part was the as far as fight scenes go was in the bed and breakfast where like he goes through the roof, and then goes out of the roof and then goes into the stairwell. That was like almost shades of classic Jackie Chan, but done in a way where an older Jackie Chan can make it more believable as well. So it's not. He
just stumbles down the stairs and he makes that look so painful, but you know,
right
deep within, he's done. He's fallen off buildings and he's looked more fine. I mean, okay than when he just tumbled down the stairs.
There's moments like there's a scene where he gets thrown through a window, and I'm like, okay, that probably was a stunt double. And fucking right, it should be a stunt double. Like, he's done enough of his own stunts at this point in his life.
Yeah,
you know,
but maybe he's as stubborn as Tom Cruise, who knows?
Perhaps, but it was a shot where you didn't see his face, so I kind of feel like they would have held on it if he was going to do something that big. But regardless, I mean, you're seeing him doing the up-close fight scenes and stuff. A lot of choppy editing, you know, which is what they tend to do. But regardless, so I kind of long for just seeing him do a fight scene, you know, like in a wide shot. But, yeah, I really enjoyed the film, and even though there wasn't a lot of the fight scenes, and even towards the second half, a lot of him, I think that just knowing he was out there drew me into the story more, because I was hoping that he would be involved in the ending of the film, which he very much is. So at one point I thought, oh God, it's just going to end without him having a final say in things. And then you see him turn up, I'm like, oh, thank God for that. And then there is a really great scene towards the end when he basically confronts the people who were responsible, which is a fantastic scene. The tension that was built up and then executed was great. The only thing I will say is that I kind of wish when he had come face to face with the actual man who was responsible for his daughter's death that he'd said something to him like, you know, and it's really cheesy, like, you killed my daughter, prepare to die, but, you know, something, I don't know, because I just feel like when a really bad character, and not like a bad character, but a character who is a bad person or evil or does something horrible and gets... you know, gets their...
They should know that the person who's killing them is, like, there's a reason.
That's just me, though. And I also like the...
Yeah, but then that would be cheesy.
It would be, but I still think there must be a way to do it without it being cheesy. And
But the way he killed him was a lot more personal than the others.
Sure, I was trying to shy away from the fact that he killed them, but I guess it's not much of a spoiler.
Oh shoot!
And it's fine.
Sorry.
And I really liked that there's a moral grey.
Hedwig dies in a... Okay.
I really love that there's a moral grey area to this film, because it's not like what Quan is doing is right, you know? Like, he does severely injure someone who might not really be all that bad. And at one point you thought, well, we both thought actually that he'd killed the dog. Turned out he hadn't. And that would have really turned things for me, I think. But and he saves another dog at the end. But
I'm confused about something, though. But I'll have to ask you about that later, because it's a massive spoiler.
Okay, and the battery's running out on the camera anyway. But yeah, I liked how it wasn't like completely clear-cut good versus bad, you know. But at the same time, you do really root for Jackie Chan. You do really want him to get revenge. And
there's a scene where I'm thinking, oh god, I'm going to dislike him now. But then it's
what?
Okay. The dog.
Yeah, that's what I just said that. Were you not listening?
I was thinking about the thing that I wanted to ask you
Okay,
about.
I said that there was a scene where we both thought he'd killed the dog and he hadn't.
Oh.
And I said that almost turned things for me if he had, you know, because it would be so.
Wow.
It would be so. You weren't listening at all.
Sorry.
That's right. So yeah, I mean, you question: is it the right thing for him to do to hunt down those people and kill them all in cold blood?
Son.
Is it? Is it not? But regardless, you know, it's an action movie. You kind of go along with these things. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Big thumbs up from me. Anything else you'd like to add?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I think that he's a great actor, and obviously he doesn't get to show that very often. But he does crying very well. Like, it's like the tears running. Like, it doesn't say... And another thing, because he's always said that he doesn't think his English is very good. It must be really hard to do scenes in English when you don't feel that confident in it. Where you're learning the lines and also tapping into an emotion like that. Do you know what I mean? I'd assume that's very difficult, and he just pulls it off seamlessly, I think. So I just completely felt for his character, and yeah. So that's about it. The Foreigner, good stuff. Thanks for watching.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.